John McCain is promising a fight to the finish, and right now there are just 21 days until one of the presidential candidates crosses the finish line first in this election. Barack Obama is leading in the national polls and many of the battleground states as well. Tucker Bounds is a spokesman for the McCain campaign. And Tucker, thanks for coming on. Absolutely. Thanks, David. Tucker, Sarah Palin said that today that it's Barack Obama's responsibility to rein in Acorn. How is it his responsibility, and what specifically does the McCain-Palin ticket, what's the big issue? What's the specific issue you're complaining about with Acorn? Well, there are two reasons I think that he'd take the responsibility and rein in Acorn. First of which is that we've extended an offer, and this is the second time we've extended it to the Obama campaign, for us to work collaboratively to make sure that this is an honest and fair election. We wait eagerly to hear their response about joining together and monitoring poll operations and be able to work on an election day scenario that's honest and truthful. The second part is that I think that when you look at Barack Obama's affiliations with Acorn, as well as the $830,000, nearly $1 million he's paid to that organization for electioneering activities, some of this is incumbent on him to make sure that this group is behaving better. And I think the third reason... wasn't that 10 years ago? Well, hold on, David. The reason that we're very concerned about this is because every voter deserves to be heard. Every voter deserves to have the integrity of their vote maintained, and I believe that everyone has a vested interest in making sure that Election Day is honest and fair. I think everybody agrees with you on that, but wasn't the money that Barack Obama helped Acorn with, wasn't that 10 years ago, and wasn't his work with Acorn when he was a community advisor who was simply doing sort of leadership training and some of their other activities? No, I understand there's a lot of information flying around out there, David, so let me clarify a few facts here. It was during the primary process when they issued a check that was nearly $1 million paid directly to a group that's working for Acorn, doesn't have any employees, they're all shared and assimilated. We are talking about Acorn. So $1 million paid to that group in the last year for electioneering activities, I think warrants some bit of responsibility be taken by the Obama campaign, and I think every voter, every American should expect that. This is lawlessness. This is illicit activity that these people are engaged in. They're being investigated in virtually every target state, and I think every voter, every American has a vested interest in making sure Barack Obama is called to the carpet and reins in this group a bit. Tucker, we had the spokesperson for Acorn on in our last segment, and he said, sure, when you have 13,000 employees as they do, there are going to be some people who cause problems. But he said it was actually Acorn who discovered these problems, Acorn who discovered the guy who registered 73 times, or that Mickey Mouse had been registered, and that they're the organization that's bringing this to light. And he says the suggestion that somehow Barack Obama is responsible for this or behind this, he says that the McCain campaign is just essentially sour grapes in all of this. What's your response? Now, you know, here's the thing, David. These reports are widespread. I don't believe that Acorn was raiding itself when FBI agents raided into the offices in Nevada. This is just preposterous. It's a nice claim. These are partisan people that are working on behalf of Barack Obama to register and get out the vote. I mean, that's frankly what is happening here. I think all Americans, like I said before, have a vested interest in making sure that this situation is taken care of immediately. And we've offered a good faith effort to the Obama campaign, and you've yet to hear a serious response from them. Tucker, if it's unconscionable what Acorn is doing and what they have been doing, as you said, then why is it that John McCain delivered a keynote speech at an immigration rally in Miami that Acorn sponsored in 2006? They're completely unrelated. They're completely unrelated events. He was at a rally that was supporting his legislation that was co-sponsored by 4 groups, a service employees union, People for the United Way, We Stand United. There were a lot of groups that sponsored that, and they were supporting the legislation that he worked on Ted Kennedy with. It has nothing to do and is not in any way similar to when Barack Obama stood before an Acorn and others and said, I will take you community organizers and I will take your agenda into the White House and meet with you before I take over the reins there. These are entirely different scenarios. I think it's pathetic, but that the Democrats and Barack Obama's campaign are attempting to assimilate the two. It's frankly, it's preposterous. Well, Barack Obama late today said that Acorn is not advising our campaign, and he said we do not need Acorn's help. So clearly the Obama campaign says they're not working in conjunction with Acorn. So, I mean, again, well, needing it and taking it are two different things. This is a liberal group that has endorsed his campaign, and they're working to get him elected. And they're working in ways that are outside the rules of the law. Everyone's concerned about it. Barack Obama should be too. Tucker, if Acorn said, you know what, we'll get 1.3 million voters for John McCain, you wouldn't turn that down, would you? We want an honest election day, David. We would absolutely make sure that the law is followed to the letter of it. All right, we all hope that it's honest and that it's clear and that there's plenty of room for everybody to look at exactly what happens in this election. Tucker Bounds from the McCain campaign. Thanks for coming on, Tucker. Thanks, David. Appreciate it.